Welcome back to Open Window Politics. Today we're going to be going through my latest prediction for the 2024 Senate elections. So as you can see, without any of the swing states being characterized, we have 43 seats for the Democrats to 50 seats for the Republicans. We have the two lean or likely states of Virginia and Maryland for the Democrats, and then for the Republicans we have the states of Texas and Florida, which unless something crazy happens, they are most certainly going to go to their respective political parties. And so we'll get started out characterizing, and the Republicans actually already get one flip without going into the swing states. They get to flip the state of West Virginia. This is Joe Manchin's old seat. He is retiring, so they're going to flip the state of West Virginia to the Republican side fairly easily, and are going to be able to win the state of West Virginia. And then we get to, let's start out with the swing states here. So we'll start out on the West Coast and then move eastward. So on the West Coast, well, we have the two safe blue seats of Washington and California for the Democrats. In the state of Nevada, I believe this is Jackie Rosen's seat. I do think it is likely to go towards the Democratic Party. I could definitely see a world where Trump wins Nevada and the Democrats win the Senate level. Win at the Senate level. I think that's going to be the case for quite a few of these states, so we'll have to see what ends up happening. That's almost certainly going to be the case in Arizona. The Republican candidate in this state is very lackluster and is alienating a lot of moderate Republicans, which is probably not going to be helpful for her campaign, and it is likely to go towards the Democratic candidate in 2024. Then we'll come back to the state of Montana, but we'll go over to the Rust Belt now. So we have the state of Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin is likely to go to the Democratic Party. This is, I believe, Tammy Baldwin's seat, and she is still running. So we're going to characterize that state for the Democratic Party. And then we get to the state of Michigan. I think it's kind of the same story there. The Democratic candidate is up in the polls and is probably going to be able to win the state of Michigan. And then we get to the state, well, actually we'll go to the state of Pennsylvania. So in Pennsylvania, I do think that the Democrats are going to be able to do pretty well in the state. This is Bob Casey's seat. He's a very well-liked senator, and I could definitely see a world, again, where Trump is able to win the state on the presidential level, while the on the Senate level, Democrats are able to perform a little better and end up winning the state. So with that, we get to 48 seats for the Democratic Party to 50 seats for the Republicans. And then we have two Senate seats left to characterize. These are going to be the closest states, most likely, of the 2024 Senate election. It's possible they aren't, but we'll have to see what ends up happening. But these are the two competitive states. So in Montana, I don't think things are looking too good for the Democrats there. I would probably characterize this seat as a lean GOP. So that guarantees Senate control for the Republicans with 51 seats to the Democrats at best 49. And then we get to the state of Ohio. So in Ohio, I think it's going to be fairly close, but it does appear that the Democratic candidate seems to be up in many of the polls, and Sherrod Brown is like the state of Pennsylvania, a pretty well-loved senator, and so I could definitely see there being some Trump votes that also go for the Democratic Senate campaign, Sherrod Brown, and we'll have to see what ends up happening, but for now I'm going to characterize the state as lean towards the Democratic Party. I do think this is probably going to be the last election that Sherrod Brown is able to win in the state of Ohio. The state is going progressively more and more to the right. But I do think this time around it will, actually I'm going to add a tilt characterization. I'm going to do tilt for the Democratic Party in the state of Ohio, so I can definitely see it flipping. But at the moment, that is how I would characterize every Senate seat. Feel free to let me know if you disagree with my prediction or have any other questions or insights about it. I'd love to hear them in the comments. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Thanks, bye.